Hey everyone, it's Matthew Griffin and
Pippa.
for those of you that have been following what we've actually been up to, for a whole variety of reasons which I explained in one of the previous videos, when Pippa goes back to school in September, she's going to be skipping an entire academic year. So she's going to be going from year 3 in the UK system to year 5, which obviously means that she skips year 4. So what we're actually doing is we're trying to experiment with artificial intelligence and a variety of different artificial intelligences. The one that we've got today is ChatGPT, to see whether or not we can use them as a one-on-one tutor to help accelerate her learning sixfold. Because frankly, we're trying to cram a whole academic year's worth of study into a month. So you're seeing snippets of what we're doing. Now, in conjunction with the school provided us with the Year 4 UK curriculum. And what we're going to be doing today is, what are we doing today, Pips?
History.
History, that's right. So, it's getting a little bit warm here. We're technically on holiday. The kids are on holiday. I'm actually working out here. So we're kind of trying to actually fit all of this in. And it's challenging, it's got to be said. But so far, I think we've sort of been doing okay, haven't we, Pips?
Yeah.
I think the last time, the artificial intelligence won because you were a bit dopey and sleepy. Yeah. The first couple of times, basically, Pippa won. So at the moment, I think we're actually artificial intelligence 1, humans 2. And today, what are we going to be learning about? So we're going to be learning about some of these things here.
The Roman. What are you pointing at?
Well, so I'm really pointing at changes in Britain from the Stone Age to the Iron Age, and we're going to be learning about the Roman Empire and its impact on Britain. The old form of colonialism. No comment there. Right, Pips, what we're going to do is we're also using my Future of Education and Learning Codex, which is available on the 311 website. Because a little while ago I actually wrote a whole diatribe on the future of education and learning. And as you can see here, we've actually got a variety of different study prompts that we can actually use in ChatGPT to do a variety of different things. So this is the summarize prompt, study buddy prompt, which actually I want to try today. So what we're going to do is thumping into ChatGPT, acting as a history teacher. Can you help me learn about, what are we going to learn about again?
History.
Well, history, but which bit?
Britain.
Well, the Roman Empire. Learn about the Roman Empire and its impact on Britain. Okay, so with these artificial intelligences, all right. So with these artificial intelligences, as you can see, now the reason why we're using Study Buddy is because I want Pippa to be a little bit more independent in this particular session. So it looks like we've got slight network lag, so that's fun. Network lag, that's sucking. Here we go.
Do it.
Yeah. So what's that one's name?
Chip.
Chip. Okay.
Chippies.
Chippy.
Then the axolotl is one that you flip it to. It's called Rainbow.
Yep, that's it. Okay.
Because it's rainbow.
So, the AI has come back saying, sure, I'd be happy to help explain the Roman Empire's impact on Britain. The Roman Empire's influence on Britain, or Britannia as it was known then, was vast and long-lasting.
Yay.
The Romans invaded Britain in 43 AD during the reign of Emperor Claudius. Despite early resistance, particularly from the Celtic tribes led by Boudicca, the Romans managed to consolidate their control over the island. They remained in control of Britain for nearly 4 centuries, until when? It's on the screen.
410 AD.
Yeah. The most obvious impact of Roman occupation was the establishment of towns and infrastructure. In fact, did you know, Pips, that quite a lot of people credit the Romans with building some of the first towns, and actually they were some of the first road builders as well, which helped them move. What did roads help the Romans move around Europe?
it made it easier for them to find somewhere instead of just walking around everywhere for hours. Do you agree, Chippy?
Yes, but it also made it easier for the Romans to move all of their food, animals and army around different parts of Europe so they could, what did the Romans want to do to Europe? Bear in mind we haven't covered this. So what would you normally do with an army? If you're sending your army somewhere, what do you normally want
Destroy
that army?
the other person's town.
That's it. And we have lots of current modern day examples of that as well, unfortunately. The most obvious impact of Roman occupation was the establishment of towns and infrastructure, so I said that. Before the Romans arrived, Britain was largely rural, with most people living in small villages. The Romans introduced urban living. Oh, that's very nice. What sort of urban living did the Romans introduce? Got any ideas what they might have introduced?
Animals.
Well, that's, yeah.
Killing animals.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but so they introduced urban living. Do you know that the Romans were some of the first people to introduce fast food?
No.
They found that in Pompeii. With the establishment of towns such as Londinium. So what's the modern day name for Londinium?
London.
Exactly. That one. Eboracum, which is
York.
And Camulodunum. That one.
Canadinum.
Yeah, I can't even say that one. So
Colchester.
Colchester, that's right. Which were organised around a grid plan. These towns typically featured key Roman-style facilities such as baths. Where have we actually seen Roman baths in the UK? That's where Caden does a lot of his competitions.
Oh yeah.
Funnily enough,
Bath?
that is right. So why do you think Bath is called Bath? Bearing in mind it's a Roman town.
Because there's lots of Roman baths.
There is. It's actually
I learned about it already in year 3.
Yeah. So Bath used to be called Aquae Sulis. There you go. And Bath in the UK is actually built on a giant hot spring, which is very nice for the Romans. So it's got amphitheatres and forums. The Romans also built an extensive network of roads linking to major towns. Many of these, like the famous Watling Street that linked Dover to Chester, laid the foundation for modern British roadways. This probably explains a lot of the infrastructure that we still have. They also built walls and fortifications, some of which can still be seen today, like Hadrian's Wall. Now, do you know anything about Hadrian's Wall? Yeah. So go on then, what do we know about Hadrian's Wall?
But I forgot it.
That's not
useful.
useful.
Do you know anything, Chippy? Even though you're new, because I only got you today.
Yeah, Chippy's new. So Hadrian's Wall was what the Romans used to separate Britain from Scotland.
Oh, yeah, I saw one on one of my field trips.
Okay, that's right. So why would the Romans build a wall to keep the Scottish people out of Britain?
Probably because they're trying to kill each other.
Yes.
And they can't get over the wall.
That's quite right. It was actually because the Scottish tribes kept coming into Roman territory and trying to kill the Romans, so the Romans just built a wall to keep them out. And that seemed to stop them, didn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a little bit strange. And that Hadrian's Wall marked the empire's northern boundary in Britain. So Roman rule introduced more advanced agriculture and industry to Britain, with improvements in farming methods and the introduction of the potter's wheel. The Romans also exploited Britain's mineral resources, such as the tin mines in Cornwall and the copper and lead mines in Wales, and also the gold mines in Dalgethley.
Gold!
Yeah, the Romans did like their gold. Well, what do you think the Romans used their gold for?
Paying.
Correct. Yeah.
And trading stuff, not paying.
Correct. Yeah. They pay their
and
military.
New tools with it.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, maybe for the rich people. But yeah, paying and trading. That's it. Because
there were hardly any rich.
There are probably quite a number of rich people in Roman times, except a lot of them were based in Rome. Roman rule also brought with it the Latin language and Roman law. So, do you know what amo amas amat means? I love you. So, amo amas amat. And Latin is technically a dead language that you can no longer speak. Isn't that odd? Yeah. and Roman law. Now, why is law important? It's bearing in mind that a lot of the tribes in Britain at that point in time were lawless. Which meant that they kind of did... No, it's not a joke. Lawless. So a lot of tribes in Britain would just do what they wanted to do. They didn't really have any structured laws. So why is law important? Why is it important? See, the legal profession here has work to do educating youngsters about the importance of law. So, laws set out what is right and wrong, what you can do, what you can't do, and then if you break the law, what happens? It's like being naughty as a child. Something happens.
No idea, even though I'm always cheeky.
Right, you get punished.
I'm not naughty, I'm cheeky.
Although Latin law did not replace the native Celtic languages, it became the language of the administration and the educated elite. Roman law introduced concepts such as the presumption of innocence and the right to face one's accusers, which would later influence English law, which is one of the most highly regarded kinds of laws globally. The Romans also brought their religion to Britain, with temples built to worship Roman gods. So, by conquering Britain, the Romans also brought with them their language, their laws, their culture, and everything else. Yeah. And so that has actually influenced Britain and the rest of Europe as well for the past millennia.
Millions of years.
Not millions, but thousands. However, the biggest religious change came in the 4th century AD when the empire became Christian under Emperor Constantine. Christianity eventually became the dominant religion in Britain, setting the stage for the country's religious landscape in the Middle Ages. In conclusion, the Romans had a significant impact in Britain, influencing its urban landscape, language, law and religion. The remnants of their occupation can still be seen today, not just in the physical ruins of Roman Britain, but also in the social and cultural fabric of the country. Okay, so do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did the AI do good? It needed some help from me, though, as well. Now, what we can do is...
But we still did better.
I want to become an... typing into an angle again. So, I want to become an expert in Roman Britain. Can you act as my study buddy? Thank you, Pips, and help me. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're trying to get the artificial intelligence to be a little bit more interactive. I want the AI to start taking a little bit more of the heavy lifting. Okay, so absolutely I'd be happy to help you learn more about Roman Britain. It's a fascinating period of history with plenty of depth to explore. Here are some steps you can take to deepen your understanding. Okay, so we've got understanding the timeline, key figures and events, daily life in society of Roman Britain, cultural influence, archaeology. We can read about it, visit museums and historical sites, such as Roman baths in Bath. Look, we talked about that, didn't we? There you go, there. Acting as an interactive tutor, help me. Do you want to learn more about the Roman baths, perhaps? Okay, learn more about the Roman bath in Britain. Right. Sometimes it's easy to nudge the artificial intelligence to be interactive, where again it takes over the heavy lifting. Sometimes it just doesn't do it. But here we go. Right, okay.
What are Roman baths?
Okay. So, what are Roman baths? The Roman baths are a well-preserved bath complex in the city of Bath, England. It's an example of an integral part of Roman society, as baths were not only used for hygiene, but also for socialising and conducting business. I must admit...
Design and function. We were going
Design
to
and function. So So I've never really held a business meeting in a spa, but in Roman times that was actually quite normal. So the Great Bath is the centrepiece of the bath complex, and this rectangular pool was lined with 45 sheets of lead. Now, do you know the strange thing about lead? Is lead good for you or bad for you? Yeah, it's very bad for you. It actually makes you go mad.
Pencil man.
No, that's lead in pencils. That's actually graphite, but lead, the metal, will make you go mad.
I don't even know what that is.
So lead is what they used to use on lead roofs, for slate, for tiles and that sort of stuff. The Romans used to use lead in their water pipes and all sorts. It's one of the reasons why they think some of the emperors in Roman times went mad. People would dip into the pool for leisure and relaxation. And then we've got impact and legacy and everything else. So what we've got here, as you can see, is as we start prompting the AI in different ways, we can start exploring different facets and different parts of Roman Britain in depth. So from a tutor perspective, this is the equivalent of having access to a on-demand Encyclopedia Britannica or an intelligent internet, etc., 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 or indeed a tutor. So what would you like to learn a little bit more about? Art. So what about Roman art?
Yeah.
Summarise
Roman art looks like.
Roman art for a 9-year-old. So we can also contextualise it as well. So summarise Roman art for a 9-year-old. And we'll put it in bullet form because we're on the clock. In bullet form. We'll put it in bullet form. There we go.
Let me whiz through it.
Sort of, yeah. So we're trying to do this in an accelerated way. Okay, so look, what have we got here? So what were the Romans famous for? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful things, amazing arches.
What about this one?
What about magnificent musicals?
Not musicals, magnificent. Mm-hmm. So spell it out. So what's that?
Look.
Mo. Well, yeah, that's the mouse, isn't it? Mo.
Mo.
And then
Motorcycles.
mosaics.
Oh, I made a mosaic.
Yeah, so the Romans were very, very good at making these beautiful mosaics. They also made superb.
Subplankton.
No.
I don't know how to say that word.
Okay.
I know what it says, but I don't know how to say it.
Help me pronounce sculptures. Right.
Sculptures.
Yeah, I know, I said it. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see if it does it. The word sculpture is pronounced as
sculptures.
Yeah.
Because you said it.
So this is again sort of where, if for whatever reason you have a problem or an issue with any part of the thing that you're learning about, you can simply ask the AI. For example, we can actually ask it to explain what a sculpture is. Explain what a sculpture is for a 9-year-old. Okay, so do you want to press return?
Okay. How about French fries? That's it.
Well, French fries a bit too big for the return button.
No, it's not.
Yeah, this is either where we get cut off or something weird happens. Okay, seems like your message was left empty. Right, I think French fries deleted it. Explain what a sculpture is for a 9-year-old.
French fries doesn't like it.
So we could actually explain what a Roman sculpture is for a 9-year-old. So I'm going to do it this time. So I've got fingers. Now we're done. Okay, so look. Okay, can you read that?
A Roman sculpture is a bit like a 3D picture.
Yeah, in a normal voice. Yeah, it's going up there. So here we go. A Roman sculpture is a bit like a 3D picture.
That's been carved from materials like stone or metal.
Yep.
These sculptures were made by people who lived in the Romans a very long time ago, around 2,000 years or so.
Yeah, excellent. So what did they normally create sculptures of?
Roman sculptures.
Yep. So
Empires.
Roman sculptures
usually showed important people, like their leaders.
So think about the words and say it carefully. Leaders. Whom
They called empires.
Not empires. Emperors. Like the penguins. But and then what is do you know what an emperor is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Someone that marches to get the other people.
No, come on, think about it properly.
I am.
No, so what is an emperor? What would the equivalent of an emperor be today?
No idea.
So what is an emperor? An emperor is a ruler who is usually in charge of an empire. And what's an empire?
Empire is somewhere that there's a building and it's really big.
An empire is like a kingdom. Yeah.
I was close.
Okay.
Kingdom.
So usually in charge of an empire, which is a group of different nations or territories all ruled over by the same person or government. Okay. So what we've done is we've gone through a variety, I know it is very hot, we've done a variety of different learnings, shall we say, on Roman Britain. Thank you for sticking with us if you have stuck with us this far. Now we're going to do a quick quiz. Create a quiz to test a 9-year-old's knowledge on Roman Britain. Mark each question as it's being answered. I really can't type at an angle. Okay, so here we go. Right, so now it's creating a quiz for you on Roman Britain. Okay. Right, so the AI is now creating the quiz, although every quiz question has got question number 1 next to it, which might make it hard answering it. Right, hang on. No. Right, okay. Right, so what was the name of the queen who led the revolt against the Romans?
Wait, French fries.
No, it wasn't French fries, it was...
I know it wasn't.
In fact, we covered this one. Yeah. So we covered this one. What was it?
Victoria.
No, that was...
Boudica.
Yes, Boudica. So let's see, if we put in 3, it should understand enough, basically, that we're talking about Queen Boudicca. Okay, that's correct. Queen Boudicca led a revolt against the Romans. Well done. Okay.
Why do you have to scroll up again?
So, question 2. Which Roman emperor ordered the construction of a huge wall in northern England? So this was the big wall. So was it Emperor Claudius, Julius Caesar, Hadrian, or Augustus?
1.
Which one?
Empire.
Which one?
That one. Number 1.
No, so we talked about a wall, didn't we?
Yeah.
So who do you think ordered the building of that wall? What was the wall called?
Hadrian's wall.
Yeah, so which...
Hadrian!
So Emperor
Hadrian.
Okay,
number
so let's press
again.
number 3. No, hang on, if you just... No, so, look, there you go. So 2 would be 3.
It says 33.
That's correct. Emperor Hadrian ordered it.
You said 250 by accident.
Okay. What is a Roman bath?
Roman bath. Well then.
So here, is it a kind of food? Is it where Romans would go and wash and socialise? Okay.
2. 22. 22.
Okay, that's correct again. What are Roman roads famous for? Are they famous for being crooked, made of gold, being very straight and well built, or being made of glass?
What? Romans famous for?
So what are they famous for? So we didn't really cover this, but of the Roman roads that you've
They're not
seen,
made of gold.
So, okay, they're not made of gold. So what? Are they crooked?
Very straight, well built.
Okay, so yep, so we'll do that. So, absolutely correct. Roman roads are famous for being very straight and very well built. And then final question, if you can find it. What is Roman sculpture?
Roman sculpture.
Is it a type of Roman food? A 3D picture carved
3D
from stone?
picture.
Okay, 2. Now, what's interesting here... Wait a minute. Well, okay, you can press that. But what's interesting here is that the artificial intelligence has remembered... Wait a minute. The AI has remembered that we talked about Roman sculptures. It also is likely that it remembered that we asked it for an explanation of what a sculpture is. Now, this shows basically that ChatGPT especially isn't prone to something called cascade failure. So most AIs are prone to cascade failure, where you type in a sentence or you say one thing to it and then it forgets what you've said, and then when you say the next sentence it can't refer to the answer that it gave originally, and you're sort of starting again. So that is good. Excellent. Roman sculpture is indeed a 3D picture carved from stone or metal. So that's it. So that's our little session on Roman Britain for today. As you can see, trying to use AI to teach... How old are you?
9.
A 9-year-old.
Or
Anything, if I'm honest.
Or any year, even a year 1 old. 1 old.
Trying to use AI to teach a 9-year-old anything. On the one hand, the artificial intelligence is able to adapt on demand according to the prompts that you put into it and everything else. However, maintaining attention with 9-year-old for more than 20 minutes is difficult. And this is where, when we talk about using artificial intelligence to help establish one-on-one learning, one-on-one tutorage for any student, the student's attitude to learning, the environment they're learning in, and the amount of focus that they're giving is very important, because that obviously affects how much information and knowledge they take in, and then how much they retain. So, you're going to say goodbye?
Bye-bye.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
You're looking at a cupcake. Right, so that's it from us. That's it from Pippa and I and Chips.
Chippy says, if you're new, make sure you like and subscribe. Otherwise, Chips will come after you.
Yep, that's it. So, like and subscribe, or Chips will come after you.
Or Axolotl.
Do you want to show them the axolotl?
Yeah. Axolotl is so cute. I like the axolotl best.
I think this actually gets more attention than the actual lesson.
Because it's new.
Because it's new. That's it. Well, okay, I suppose ChatGPT is about...
Mummy definitely did not buy it.
6-ish months old now. That's it. So, there you go. Ta-da! So if anyone wants any Squishmallows, then we have loads. Just send your request to us, and I might put some of them in the shop. Take it easy.
I'm not putting any of them in the shop.
Yep.
They're my Squishmallows.
There we are. Bye.
Just get them from Target, not from my...
Well, you could get them from your shop. Maybe we'll have a lesson on entrepreneurship later. Take care. Bye-bye.